Wandering Beekeeper here. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you all. We're just gonna plow straight on ahead, damn the ads, and full speed ahead here. So, content warning. This is a dark ride. I am an old cis queer man living in a state with legal weed. I have strong political opinions and I cuss a lot. That said, this is going to be a pretty relaxing stream. This is Worlds Upon the Wind, where we are applying Buddhist principles to rebuild the world after an apocalypse. It's really quite interesting. The underlying story, well, I mean, let's get into it here. Let's go on and get into the game here. Go over to the game screen and let's restore the music. There we go. And we want this one. There we go. And here's where we left off last time. Good morning, Queen Freya. I hope you are doing well this morning. All right. The underlying mechanic of this game is, in its essence, the same as in TMNT Splintered Fate. You start with a base deck and you go on a run and you do the best you can with it and pick up additional items for your deck, whether they are called glyphs or cards or power-ups or whatever. Today I am having a morning of more variety. My Bismarcks are raspberry jelly filled. Ooh. I had an absolutely lovely Marionberry biscuit yesterday. We went to Olympia Coffee Company and got to the end, and of course there's the pastry case right there by the register, and we were both in an already somewhat jovial mood, and I got a Marionberry biscuit, a gluten-free sweet biscuit with a sweet glaze over the top and a big dollop of Marionberry jam in the center. Absolutely lovely. We are after food and adventure here. Now, the adventure I am seeing in the mountains, in the ice caves, and in the winding path. I can get 5 more points if I start with the smoldering crater. Food is all going to be in the buckwheat field. And the buckwheat field takes a change essence to fire off, as well as I am somewhat dismayed by the hand that I have. It's not great. I'm going to go for the adventure first and see if I can do anything with the food later. Wait. Where did all the stuff below it go? Retry foray. Oh, bugger. No, it's in the snow-capped peaks. I misread that. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong entry item. The entry item here... Okay, I do have the cards I need. Let's go on and start the buckwheat field and get the event. We've seen this event before. Or have we? No. This is the first time I've had to make this decision in this game. Well, you can make pillows out of the buckwheat hulls, but you could also compost them. I have enough glyphs in my deck to be able to do any of this. It was absolutely delicious. The baking game in this town is really, really strong. You go to the farmer's market, and there are 3 major bakeries, and all of them are just brilliant. Baked goods and coffee and stuff are it's the Pacific Northwest, you know. This is the capital of the state, which is somewhat of a small town, as sometimes happens. Let's see. The responsible thing to do would be to plow the holes back into the earth. None of these are necessarily wrong choices, bear in mind. We will plow the holes back into the earth. We eat first, we sleep later, and we get a lovely new glyph. Look at this. 3 different essences, and if I invoke it, I gain 10 food and I get a flower. Nice. Okay, the big food is in the apiary, which I can't quite do yet, but I can certainly queue up. So we'll queue up the apiary. We'll come over here and we'll get the snow-capped peaks. Are we sure of this? No. You know what? I'm not going to make the adventure. I'm just going to take the cheap one and go with the winding path here. Shall I? I have a redraw hand. I still have a redraw. I'm going to go on and try and go for this. I should... It's a little more risky, but if I can make it, it'll be worth it. Okay. Now, I'm going to go on and invoke this to gain the safety. This one is not going to be further useful. I need the connection essence. So I'm going to go on and invoke this brand new glyph. Gain 10 food, gain a flower. The flower is also not of use at the moment as a flower, but I can gain beauty from it. There we go. Okay, I can get one of these. I've already got the food. I obviously have to go for the adventure. Which gets me to there. Bless adventure. It's not going to do anything for me, is it? Wish I had a fulfill. I can gain beauty here. We'll go on and do a gain there. But we're going to miss our adventure goal by 2 points. Adventure is a hard resource to come by. Sobano, buckwheat field. Lose 2 points of inspiration. Where are we here? Adding a glyph. The craft glyph, it would get me... Is this the one I'm lowest on? I'm going to just go for the craft glyph and fill in. Okay, we are in the convergence. We've made it to the convergence. Probably not going to make it past the convergence on this one, sadly. I'm going to put the capital over here. Let's see what we've got to work with. I can't, connecting the settlements doesn't really do much good right now. There is, I don't have the ability to supply, which is unfortunate. This one doesn't help anywhere. This one will help here. This one doesn't help. I can gain some safety from it. This one, I have a shortage over here I can drop it into. This is the least efficient way of doing this, by the way, but it is the only way this early in the game. I haven't unlocked the mechanics to be able to do some of the fancier stuff. Doing that doesn't actually do any good because the capital can't supply. It could theoretically supply productivity or harmony. We'll see what happens. Alright, that's about the best I can do here. Blap. Yep. Did not make it past the first convergence. Oh, but we did invoke the, we have established an overgrown communes, which is good. That'll come up later. Okay, various discoveries, gained a couple of relics. How are we doing here? I gotta get past first convergence to get a couple things unlocked, is what I got. So, let's just do our next run. See if I can get a little better here. Oh. 10 knowledge. 10 knowledge is not that difficult. Scrubland and Wasteland both have large knowledge. Let's start the foray here. Let's see. All the knowledge in the Wasteland is out on the Salt Flats, so we can unlock the Salt Flats. Or lock in the Salt Flats, as the case may be. Over here, we want to get to the Paper Studio. And so I'm going to start with the Mulberry Patch and trigger an event. We have done this before. This, from experience, is the good option. I'm not going to do the other options. They don't work out so well. This is pretty much the best option. Let's see. We have the Storm Chaser Camp, which gets bigger and better. Brighter and faster, and okay, and the Iron Wreck, which I can go on and activate here. I can start on. Over there, I need a green. Need a life essence. I'm going to discard one, draw one, and see what I get. Ooh, look at that. I got what I needed to get the Storm Chaser Camp. Let's get it. There's my knowledge. Bada bing, bada boom. We are now in Gravy. Let's see. What have I got? I got a life essence here, which will get me the Paper Mulberry Grove. And I have exactly what I need to get the Paper Studio. The Stormwatch Citadel is cool, and it would have given me 40 shelter, but I did not have the glyphs for it, I don't think. And I might have been able to do it. Hang on, I'm going to do a retry foray. I want to play this hand out again. Okay, so we do the mulberry patch. Okay, over here, I do the salt flats. And there's where it turns. I know now that my next card, I'm going to be able to get the Storm Chaser camp, and I can maybe put these to use. Here. Let me fire this off. I get the Storm Chaser camp. And then instead of discard, I'm going to drop this on the Stormwatch Citadel. Redraw hand. Okay, let's see what happens here. This goes here. Now, I have the glyphs. I could get the Stormwatch Citadel or the Paper Studio. I see this now. I'm going to go for the Stormwatch Citadel because, whoops, why isn't it not wanting to let me go for it? There we go, because I grabbed the wrong glyph. Hit that, and hit this. And then I am short a craft of getting the Paper Studio, and that is just life because I have gone well over my goal and I've landed 40 safety instead of 15 beauty. There is a dragon in the book I have just finished named Mulberry. It is a lovely looking berry. I have not had one. Oh. One of the places we lived in Chicago, up on Lunch on the north side, had a mulberry tree in the backyard. The landlord hated it, said it just made a mess, and we're like, that's because you're wasting the food. When the mulberries came in, we gathered the berries and we made jam from them, and it was nice. And the landlord was like, oh my God, you can eat that? Yes, that's food growing right there in your backyard. Urban harvesting. Okay, we're going to add a glyph to the hand. This is an early hand, and I'm going to go for the twofer here in order to build essences. Okay, adventure and food, but thankfully reasonable quantities. Think about what I've got. Wasteland has lots of adventure, but no food. Desert has lots of adventure and some food. Scrubland has some food. Okay, let's go for the desert. Where's the adventure? Buried very, very deep. I have made a terrible, terrible mistake. Let's see. I can't get any. This is implausible. This is just wildly implausible. I can't do anything with this. Let's see. Let's try the Oasis Spring. Because I can fire that one off. And I can then get the caravanserai, which gets me that much of everything. Ugh, this is terrible. All I got was 5 points of adventure out of what should have been a 40-pointer. Retry this foray. The big is down here, and I don't have a stability to be able to unlock the path into it. I don't have a life over here or a stability. All I have is a craft, is a change, and that just gets me productivity. That doesn't get me anything I even need. I can't get into the underground storehouse with this hand. If I do a redraw, I can get into the underground storehouse, but then I can't unlock the Mirage Gate. This is terrible. I'm just going to abandon the expedition. Fuck it. No. I can't do anything with that. Oh, utter failure. Try a new run. Lord. Just start over. Okay, we are looking for productivity, and swamps are loaded with it. Forests are heavy in it. River has some. This looks like a great place to start. Let's start here and try this again. Ooh. That was just awful. I couldn't do anything with it. Berries are a huge deal in the Pacific Northwest. It's berry country. A Marion berry is simply a variant of blackberry, named after Marion County, where they were first grown. They are a much larger, plumper blackberry with fewer seeds. Okay, we're looking for productivity. The big productivity is in the peat bog. So we'll lock in the peat bog. Boom. Ooh, we're going to start at some minuses to harmony and beauty here. No way around that. Ooh, I got four glyphs, and only one of them will actually do anything for me. And it doesn't even do what I need. It's something I need. Jeez, this is terrible. All right, I've made my quota. So I'm going to say nuts to it to the nuts to the woodcutters camp. We'll get some bonus there and some bonus here. Redraw hand and see what else I can get. Okay, I can get that. We'll go for the mud brick works, which gets me doesn't give me as much productivity, but it also doesn't incur penalties. I actually gain a little harmony from it. Continue. These are no longer useful, and in the foray. There we go. Dorigama. Mud kiln after its mud brick works. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, what a choice. Oregon produces 90% of the U.S. grown frozen blackberries found in U.S. grocery stores, with Marion County and the Willamette Valley collectively accounting for most of that production. Yep. Washington State also produces a fantastic amount of stuff, cherries especially, but berries. There is a local business, Johnson Berry Farm. They have a stall at the farmers market, which is open year round. I go once a month and get 3 jars of jam from them that keeps me for a month. And it's just so good. And it's locally made. There's no extra. It's sugar, pectin, fruit, and that's about it. You know. There's not all the shelf stabilizers and such that are added. I'm gonna go for the fill too. Okay, we're going after productivity again. Productivity again is fine. I have lots of productivity available. Forest and swamp again. Lots of productivity available. I am going to have to take a penalty here at some point. Well, I cannot start the peat bog or the woodcutters camp. I am in the same damn position I was in last time around, with nothing useful. If it's not a... strike that. I got bupkis here. I can't start the peat bog. I can't start the woodcutters camp. RNGesus is really hating me today. Wow. The jam I'm currently working on is apricot cardamom. It's a seasonal variant. They have some that they do year round, and then there are, because they just have such a massive crop, and then there are some they do seasonal. There is a summerberry citrus that they're doing right now that's really lovely. And I'm trying to pick up, I picked up a peach ginger that I'm looking forward to. Johnson Berry Farm in Olympia, Washington, I believe they ship. Their products are just fantastic. This, however, is a horrible muddle, and I'm not sure what I'm even going to do with it. I can start the rice paddy over here. And there's a little productivity in there, but not much. And then I'm going to redraw hand and hope. Well, here's all my damn change essence in one hand. Let's go on and get the woodcutters camp, which gets me the quota. Alright, I've made my quota. Go on and hit that. And fire off a fill 1 and see which one it gets. It gets the lumber yard. Okay. Fire off this. And I get another craft. And I get the Reed Weaver's hut. I get both of them. Well, I made my quota and then some. Just not the way I was thinking that it was going to happen. That's interesting. I've also taken some penalties, though, which is a problem. The Pale Weaver. Oh dear, this is not good. One smiles faintly, however, her skin pale, yet her nose and cheeks bright red. She coughs into her sleeve before joining in the laughter. This is not good. She is ill. Let us lighten her workload and see if that will help. They pretend not to notice when she coughs or pauses to catch her breath. They give her the lightest bundles and pass her the softest reeds to weave, a small mercy. It does gain us 10 harmony. Isolating her might have been the better idea, but it's going to cost us harmony. Let's see. Okay, we are at end of foray. Alright, I need to really... This game is teaching me to look in different directions and think about what might happen. Not get locked into something right up front. There's some lessons here. Okay, I can load up on resources, or I can grab the spirit, which I've only got one of. Let's get a second spirit into my deck. Alright, and I am after productivity and food. Forest has lots of both. Swamp has lots of both. Again. Or I can go forest and forest. Or forest and plains, which will extend out to there. Oh, that's mountain, giving you mountains. Let's just drop it here. Okay. I think I see where this might go. I'm going to have to take either the woodcutter's camp or the peat bog in order to get the productivity. I'm going to take the woodcutter's camp, which incurs a penalty on harmony and beauty. And then take the rice paddy. And work toward the reed weaver's hut. And fire off a discard one, draw one, and get a fill one. Well, that's a little risky. Let's fire it off and see where it goes. Over to the lumber yard. Not necessarily a bad thing. Redraw hand. Okay, I got no stability. Got no craft. I got a fill 2. Fire it off and see what happens. Ha! I got the reed weaver's hut. When in times where you just have to take a risk. Gain 5. Quota is made on both productivity and food, and I'm coming in with the penalty in beauty here being balanced by this. Okay, I'm coming in with no penalties to harmony or beauty because I balanced them off. Okay. Okay, let's see. A spirit glyph. Let's get spirit and radiance so I get a second radiance into my hand. Regional survey is going to launch from here. From up this way. There we go. Stream crossing. Let's see, what have I got? I can swim across. Dangerous, I'm sure. I don't have the ability to build a makeshift bridge. I don't have the craft glyph I need for that. And I have no adventures, so that's not even an option. What the heck? I'm going to take... Oops, no. Let's use this one that's a dissatisfied. Okay. Bitter water. Oh dear. Well, I know what the problem is here. Let's see. Let's just take this one and this one and search upstream. We get a mineral spring and gain productivity. Dense bamboo. Okay, we can navigate by the canopy. No, we can't. The best I can do is backtrack to the edge. And the busted sandal. Don't have a craft. I'm going to use an ointment. Gains me some safety. And we end the survey. Okay, we are after adventure and food. Ooh. $45 adventure in the swamp, and it's going to be a beast to get, but we're going to try it anyway. Where is the adventure? It is in down the murky trail at the sunken fortress. I don't have a green to start, life essence to start it with. Food is over on the other side, requires... What the hell is this? Okay, I've been given a hand that is just absolutely... I gotta rethink this. What can I do with this? What can I even do with this? I don't even know what I can do with it. Well, I can get the adventure, but I come up short on food. And that was sheer luck that the fill 2 hit the murky trail. I'm just going to take this result. I got out of it with the big adventure, and adventure is often very hard to get. I'll just deal with it. Gonna have to deal with that. That's a hard loss already. Oh, what have I got? Oh, I have to take the craft glove. I need the craft glove. Need that craft essence. Okay, we were after food and beauty and maybe some knowledge. We'll go out here. Forest and plains. Looks good. Let's try it. Hmm. This is. I am looking forward to my lunch appetizer. I have smoked sprats, pate, and French bread. Ooh. I'm hoping to go out to a little place locally called Miso that does rice bowls. They do one with teriyaki chicken and kimchi that is really good. We'll see what happens. This is just being improbable. Let's see what the fates have in store for us. Fire off a fill 2. What filled? We got well on our way here. Don't like it. Don't like that. Retry. This one is just being really kind. I keep getting just terrible hands at the start out with. This session, the RNG is just absolutely not liking me at all. This is terrible. I'm trying to figure out what I can do with this that's going to get me anywhere near what I actually need. If we spread the holes on the earthen floor, we gain 10 safety. But we have to get used to the sound of mice. Okay, fire this off and see what it hits. Well, okay, redraw the hand. Gain 5 beauty. There we go. Okay, there was a way to do it. I just had to bang at it a couple of times. And work on it for a few times and get the right luck. Hui. Let's see. I can go on and get the kudzu plantation. I don't have the glyph. I don't have the essence for the other one. Okay, hey, we did it. Fantastic. Whew. This is a tough one. Okay. I'm gonna go with this one because already have 4 stability, and it gets I only have 1 connection. 4A6 is 6. We are looking for harmony and adventure. Looking for rather a lot of adventure. Forest and seashore look really good for this. Let's try it. Okay. Oh, we have odd driftwood. Previously, we have left the ceremonial gift in return. What happens if I carve it into dice? The first roll comes up 6. So does the second. Heh heh. The only way to win is to keep playing, yeah. Except that violates the laws of thermodynamics, which are in order: you can't win, you can't break even, and you can't get out of the game. Okay, I have a redraw hand coming up, and I have 1 spirit glyph which I can put out in the whale caller shrine. The shrine to the person who sings to the whales, or sings with the whales. Okay. I could take the whale caller shrine, but then that locks off the wildlife sanctuary. No, it doesn't necessarily, because that'll be the only one viable. Let me try this. I'm going to try something here. I can always do a retry foray and replay the hand. There's no luck involved in this one so far. Fire. There we go. I've missed the adventure entirely, which is going to hurt. There's no way I can get adventure, and this is going to end my... Let's retry the foray. The adventure problem being is here, and I need a change essence. Let's start with the foraging glade again. I want the verdant labyrinth, but to get it is going to be really difficult. I can't even get there from here. I don't have the life essence. The bonded rocks don't have a bit of adventure. I could start that, but then I don't have... Yeah, going to the Driftwood Shoal misses the adventure, which is at the Ghost Lanterns. Unless I can get the Shipwreck Shrine, and that doesn't get me enough adventure. And I need the Verdant Labyrinth. I'm not convinced I can get out of this with what I need. Let's retry the foray. Look at the paths again. Yeah, the shipping warehouse is just not even accessible with the starting hand I've got. And I can only make the first step on the forest. I can't get the wildlife sanctuary. I end up with 4 glyphs that are doing nothing. And I don't want to discard 4 glyphs here. But I need to make the quota somehow. How can I get... that? There we go. We draw a hand. Here's this for the wildlife sanctuary. And I'm 1 stability glyph short of getting that and getting the Verdant Labyrinth. I don't think I could have gotten, but I wouldn't be able to get the Eternal Glade either. I don't have... That gets me another a craft and a change, which I need stability. So I'm going to come up 3 points short, but that's better than it was looking. Whew. Okay. Adding a glyph to the hand. Gonna add this craft. And capital. We are going to do the convergence. Let's see if I can pull this off. I'm gonna put the capital here. Okay, what have I got? This doesn't do anything. This can go here. This goes there. this goes there. Go. What else have I got? What does... Oh, come back here, cursor. Look at this. Let's see. Nope. I don't have anything here that I can use. Redraw the hand. Capital has beauty. Have I got a beauty shortage? Yes, I do. I'm going to connect this settlement. Oh, good. It does work now. Connecting the settlement fulfilled the beauty because the capital can supply beauty and productivity. I just can't craft connections yet. Okay. Well, we'll take this shortage here and sort it. And we'll put one on there. And put this on there. And it'll still be there if I... And let's see if I survive this convergence. Ooh. Just barely. Select a relic. Oh, the commemorative tapestry will save my ass here. I increased my maximum inspiration by 30 and gained 30 points. Boom. Ha. Save my ass. Alright. Phase 2. I made it into Phase 2 here. We are looking for safety, for massive amounts of safety, please. Big safety, big safety. Big safety. Come on. Planes is big safety. Large building is big safety. Trying to see where I can get some of this to overlap here. Because it wants big safety here. Whew, I'd have to get all of it. Come on, come on. I can get both the small buildings. I'm not sure I can get 40 safety here. I'm not convinced I can do it. I'm going to try it just right here where there's 40. Let's see if I can do it. Planes. The big safety is under the Pilgrim's Rest. I need the Pilgrim's Rest. I have no stability glyphs. I have to have the Pilgrim's Rest. I have no stability and no change. This is... wow. This is, again, I've been given the completely inappropriate glyph set. This is just awful. There is no safety in the snow-capped peaks. I need a craft, a change, or a stability, and I don't have either one. And I didn't get any in the second hand. Well, there went that entire thumping. Blap. There went that entire run. Just like that. I was so happy about that damn commemorative tapestry. That's annoying. See how swiftly that capital took root. The people build, guided by divine strokes. I made it past the first convergence. I only set down what is given. With the enlightened one's blessing, we have woven the first knot in a cord that will soon bind all shards. Yet walls and fields alone will not hold us together. Without memory, stone crumbles, and hope with it. Well, what should we do? We must not only rebuild homes, but also preserve the sacred knowledge. The enlightened one grants us strokes of wisdom, but it is our duty to inscribe them, to carry them intact across every gate. We'll get ink and parchment at once. Quest finished, the shard capital. I've finally finished a shard capital and a convergence, and that has unlocked some stuff. I learned the inscribe glyph skill and inscribe a glyph. Let's go. Oh, hey, the peer out is open. I can now see history of the tight-knit community. Without a central capital to order folk around, the people of Iraijima rely on village councils to make all the important decisions. The villages here operate as a loose confederation of independent neighbors, sharing their surpluses and resolving conflicts directly with their neighbors, but never letting outsiders make their decisions. Meanwhile, in the overgrown communes, the people who settled in Nizukami no Mori took the lessons of the shattering to heart, perhaps too much so. Although the expedition that settled the shard left behind buildings of timber and stone, the permanent settlers refused to repeat the sins of the old world by swinging an axe or lifting a pick. Most moved into mud huts, but the more radical ones live in burrows, natural caves, and hollows in large trees. Excuse me. Okay, let's go to meditate and see that I have quite a lot open here. The thing that I need to learn is inscribe glyph, which is down here. So let's get can I get it? The newly requires signature glyph to be unlocked. Signature glyph. Unlock skill. Inscribe glyph. Unlock skill. Goal re-rolls. Oh, damn. Yeah. Ooh. Starting glyph up, I want replan. I have to have replan. I need to be able to redraw a new starting hand. There. Get that one. I have 49 left. Not so interested in some of this. Increase maximum inspiration. I'm now down to 24 points of insights. I can't afford anything else. And I have a new building where I can study glyphs. This is used heavily in the Learn Japanese module, I think. We can see all the glyphs that I've unlocked, the ones that I have not yet unlocked. And if I have a stroke inventory here. What have I got? Do I have anything? what do I have enough? Oh, that requires... Yeah, I just got down into the... into an area of fancier shit here. Okay, back up. I see. I'm restricted to right now to these. Already inscribed. This one's not inscribed yet. Let's do it. Oh, Enlightened One, we have begun sealing your wisdom in parchment and ink. We shall carry these glyphs with us across the shards, so by your will we may bring the world together once more. I can feel divine grace resonating through the glyphs. The world's restoration is close at hand. What's left for us to do now? While ink preserves wisdom without practice, it is but a record. We must raise shrines across the shards, so each day's breath carries the Enlightened One's teaching. Okay, I have learned the inscribe glyph skill and inscribed a glyph. Now, I need to establish a forest shrine. And then find another island another shard where I can establish a Lake Island shrine. Okay, got some quest stuff going on here. Starting a new expedition. First, I get to choose a signature glyph. Where is... There we go. I want this one. That adds a continue one and a chain and a connection essence to the hand right off, and gets me that lovely continue one. Okay. We are initially starting out looking for productivity in the forest. Easy enough to do. Productivity. And here's our join. Continue one. Boom. We've made our quota. And so I'm going to throw this to the foraging glade and get food over on the side. Fire this off to gain 5 beauty and nullify that one of these penalties. Redraw hand. Let's see what else I can get. Aha! Get a little safety. And in the foray. Boom. That one was quick and easy. What do you mean? Oh, because of the penalties. Lost 4 inspiration because of the damn penalties. Gotta do something about that. These are all desirable. I'm going to take this one, though, because it can satisfy 3. It's a huge deal. Okay, safety and knowledge. The mountains have no knowledge. The mountains know nothing. Morning! Hey, River, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a bit. Hey, doing okay? The mountains know nothing. Okay, the forest and the plains, and I'm looking at safety. There's big safety right there. Let's go start the Pilgrim's Hut. Pilgrim's Rest. And then I see where I want to go. Let's go on down to the Storyteller Camp. That gets me knowledge. I'm 1 point of safety short of where I need to be. That's going to be a fun one, getting to it. Let's see if I can pull this. I gotta continue. We'll fire the continue, and then I'm short a stability glyph. We'll hit that, and I get a stability, and that's what I need to take the Eternal Blade. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, got my quotas. Some of these are easier than others. Go quicker. This, well, there's no point in putting that on the top of the deck because I'm not going to draw again. So, in the foray. Up too late last night as usual. I understand how that works. Ugh. Okay, what am I going to add to my deck here? Well, I definitely want the craft glyph. The question being, do I want change or stability? And either one would be of an advantage. The Despair 5 is really annoying. I'm going to take the Spread Craft. Okay, I'm looking for knowledge and safety. There is no safety in the forest. There is no safety in the forest. There's little safety in the mountains. This is basically where I've got to go. I've got to go to the plains for the safety. Okay, start the foray. Plains for safety. Dislike. Okay, let's go down this path over here first. Aha. Pilgrim's Rest. Have I got... I got a spread craft. What can I do over here? Got my safety quota. I need knowledge. Got the safety quota. Focus back over here. We'll go on and grab that. And dang, I need a stability there. Let's go on and put in for that. Do a discard one, draw one, and hope. I got a stability. Okay, the thing I need the most is over here. We'll go for the one I need. There we go. That gets me my quotas. I don't think I'm coming in with any penalties this time. Fukumadori, deep green after the verdant labyrinth. Excellent. Okay, made it through it. Alright. What are we adding? We can add a radiance or a spirit. Either one of those are great. Let's go with the radiance. Regional survey. Hurrah. Fire it off. Dense bamboo. Seen this one before. This time I have a radiance glyph. I'm going to navigate by the canopy. By carefully observing which way the stalks lean, the scouts figure out the sunniest direction and manage to find their way out. Ha! Brilliant. Oh no, missing rations. We got a guy who didn't pack. Yeah, I'm going to compensate her from others' rations. Everybody donates a bit. And I get to select a glyph to add to my deck. Hurrah! Let's add the Inspire 2 Conjure with the spirit. Caught in the rain. Uh-oh. A small pine grove full of natural hollows, but the ground is strewn with animal bones and bits of hide. This is... yeah... I'm going to shelter in the hollows, but this is not necessarily the best of ideas. Wolves. The wolves show up. We lose some inspiration. We managed to get the wolves to go away, but we lost inspiration for that. Ouch. That hurt. The mudslide. Well, the thing I can do is clear the path. I gain 10 safety. The surveyors clear the mud slowly and methodically, careful to not trigger any further slides, and the survey finishes with a 10 safety bonus. Booyah. And I'm going to do a redraw hand because I can pop off a gain 5 beauty and a gain 5 safety and get those points into this shard. There we go. More forest. Jeez. And it wants harmony. Fortunately, the forest is okay on harmony. Mountains are much better on harmony. Forest and mountains. Mountains are where the big harmony is. Look at the mountains. Smoldering crater. Yes. Smoldering crater. Leap straight into it. Not a good idea, really. But we're going to fire up the natural hot springs. And the onsen retreat. Look over here. There's nothing that a connection will do over here. So I'm going to fire off the continue one in order to get the life over on the onsen. Redraw the hand. And I got a continue one that'll finish the onsen. There we go. Got my harmony, made my goal. Now, what am I picking from over here? I don't like the woodcutter's camp. It gives me productivity, but it costs me so much. I think I would rather go with the foraging glade and go with the food. And we'll gain 5 beauty. Discard 1, draw 1, and see what I get. I get a stability. Okay, in for a. Suginomoto, base of the cedars. And adding a connection glyph. I'm going to add the one that's got the gains rather than the fill, I think. I don't know. Those gains are really nice and can make a difference between a failed foray and a successful one. Beauty and productivity. Forest has productivity, got bupkis for beauty. Mountains have beauty. They're okay on productivity. What have I got over here? Forest and mountains. Forest and lake. Ooh, look at that. That lake's got productivity to spare here. And the plains is loaded with beauty. Okay, we go for the productivity at the lake and the beauty at the plains. Productivity at the lake is a master dyer's workshop. I don't have the cards to even start it. Over there, I could start that, but not do much with it, could I? I don't know. Let's go for this. Let's play it as it lies and see where it goes. Oh dear. The wild horses have descended upon the meadow. I can drive them off. That's liable to cause breakage and bedlam. I can draw them away with a better offer, which seems like the friendliest to do. It's going to cost me half the food I've got, but I'm going to go with draw them away with a better offer. Capturing them and putting them to labor. These are wild horses. They're going to put up a fight. The herd politely agrees that turnips taste better and even allows the settlers to walk among them. We gain 10 harmony and a relic, a tuft of horsehair. And at the start of each foray, gain 10% of total shard harmony. Ooh. Harmony, it turns out, pays dividends. Ooh. Okay, so we're going to be gaining harmony on this one. Still got to figure out what I'm going to do about the damn productivity. None of that is any use. I'm going to redraw. I'm going to retry this. I'm going to do a retry foray. And I'm going to replan. Give me a new starting hand. Thank you. We'll start with the hemp redding station. Let's see. Do I want to go to the indigo fermentation beds? Yeah, or the cloth rinsing station. And over here, getting into the wildflower meadow would be a good idea. Let's go on and trip off the wildflower meadow. That gets me 10 beauty, and we'll deal with the horses. And I'll deal with the horses the same way as the last time. Draw them away with a better offer. And get the tuft of horsehair. Okay. Let's see. From here, what can I do? I can proceed into the sacred grove. I'm going to lay this, I'm going to drop this into the cloth rinsing station just in case. Hedge my bet, and I'm going to fire this off. It's going to inspire to. If I don't get rid of this, oh shit, I'm not going to be able to. And I lose again. Dang it. Okay. Gotta continue. Could get that, but Continue is probably best put on that. Except I don't have a choice as to where it's going to go. Okay, this goes to the indigo fermentation beds. You might not know it, but indigo, indigo has to be soaked and fermented in order to develop the dye properly. And then it's, you have to go from not boiling because it'll break down the dye, but like a low simmer, and then you have to quench in cold water to get it to turn purple, and it's a whole process. Let's see. I have a continue one that's going to fire off something, and I have no idea what it's going to fire off. Gets me the cloth rinsing station. I make my quotas. I hedged my bets there, so that worked out. Alrighty, what else can I do here? Don't think there's much else I can do here. We'll gain 5 beauty there. And in the foray. Kirita. Fragrant Field. And relic gained. Okay. Ooh. Some unpleasant conjurations, but some really useful glyphs. As far as essences, these are about even. Okay. Choosing our foray location, and we are looking for big food. Don't seem to be able to use the lake again. Apparently we've used up the lake. That's unfortunate. Seashore has... Where'd my seashore go? I know I had it. It has not as much food as I would expect the seashore to have. I mean, fish, you know? We're going to end up with forest and forest again here. Well, we might as well. Okay. Oh, you're kidding. This is horrible. No, that can't be right. Retry foray. I can't get to the food. I can't get to the food with this hand, and I've already used my replan for this shard. Yeah, there's the glyph I need, except I can't draw it. It's... Ouch. I lost half my inspiration. Damn it. that. Gotta rebuild inspiration somehow. Go for this one. And we're hitting the capital. Alright, well, take some of the forest here. Take a big chunk of forest for the capital. Okay, Shard Capital can deliver productivity. And I have 2 connections. Ooh. Alright, here is a productivity shortage. Fulfilled. And okay, can also do beauty. Have I got a beauty shortage? I'm not seeing don't have a beauty shortage. Damn it. I do, however, have 2 radiance glyphs that I can use here and here. Get that one. Not going to fulfill the shortage, but might come in handy later. In the convergence, Blappo. Select a relic. Threadbare-bound bundle. Field scroll or Traveler's Abacus. Traveler's Abacus. Ouch. Ouch. That's a hard mode one. I'll go with the field scroll and increase my hand size by 1. Salvage glyph. I don't want to salvage a glyph. I'm going to skip. Continue. It won't let you salvage bad glyphs anyway. Shelter and knowledge this time. Shelter and knowledge. The forest has no shelter. The plains offer shelter and knowledge. The mountains know nothing. There's no shelter to be had on the steppe, and very little at the seashore. Weren't there a couple of small buildings at some point, or was that the last shard? Swamp has plenty of knowledge, but not good on the shelter thing. And, yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to come down here. Alright, I'm going to lean on the forest for knowledge. I need a stability. Open the hidden shrine. Oh dear, legacy event, defiled shrine. Oh no. Monks discuss whether to set guards at the shrine, question the people, or deter the animals. It will all leave a mark on history. I could forgive and move on. I have enough harmony. I'm going to forgive and move on. The fences are raised again and the grounds are swept clean. Those who drank in excess are the most eager to volunteer help. The incident is soon forgotten. The monks breathe easier, their peace no longer disturbed. Future opportunities have changed. I've made a decision here that will have an effect on future gameplay. Okay, I need to work on the safety over here. Which I'm about to load in. Get the firebreak reservoir. There we go, like that. Alright, safety is made. I need a life glyph here. The continue won't help because there's nothing to continue. Come on, give me a life essence. Yes, thank you. Life essence goes here. I am coming up 6 points short. I expected that. It's going to end my foray, but that's the way life is. Satisfy 3. I am 3 points short, but I've only got 1 point of inspiration left. This is unfortunate, but it is the way life is. In the foray. Oh, and the despair went off. So I'm ending it with no inspiration at all anyway. Site of the first shrine. Okay, we're back here. I didn't even see an opportunity to build a lake shrine. What's happened here? The site of the first shrine. The refusal to establish a central authority has led to a predictable, if charming, chaos in the marketplace. Without a capital to dictate weights and measures, each village in Iraijima has developed its own standards. A bushel in Kojiza is now defined as 4 bundles, while in Karemo it is defined as what a grown-up can carry without complaining. Without a single currency, most trade is done through a complicated web of debt relationships, and traders now carry more scrolls recording who owes whom than actual goods. Oh, Lord. Meanwhile, in Motojima was the site of the first official shrine to the Enlightened One in the New World. Despite an initial incident after the shrine's dedication, the monks have maintained it in perfect condition since. We got that sorted, yeah. We got more history in the overgrown communes. As their architecture blended into the landscape, so too did their society. The idea of a central government brought to mind the rigid hierarchies of the old world, so the population dissolved into hundreds of tiny self-sufficient communes. Even today, traveling between these communes is notoriously difficult, as paving a road is considered a violent scarring of the earth. All but the most traveled paths now weave through deep woods and untouched undergrowth. Actually, I might like to live there. Sounds interesting. Let's see how it works out. In the meantime, we are going on another foray. I'm going to leave my signature glyph as join, so I have that continue 1 in there. And let's start. Okay, something besides forest here, hurrah! And I'm looking for productivity. Well, productivity is easily come by. Let's just grab the forest and the swamp here. Both have large productivity. Our old from the woodcutter's camp and the... That's not right. No, I want this to open the peat bog. There we go. Now what have I got? I have the Mud Brick Works, which will get me in without a penalty. Thank you. No penalty over there. There is a great temptation to take the foraging glade and call it done. I have productivity. Let's get some food in. Redraw the hand and see if I get any bonuses. Yes, I do. I got a 5 beauty here, and I got a 5 safety here. We'll pick up those points and in the foray. We'll add the spirit because it's one I only have one of. Now I have 2. I think that the mountains know an ample amount. You would think so. You would really think so. And we talk about the wisdom of the mountains, and yet... Okay, we're looking for productivity and beauty this time. Ooh, nice. Forest and lake. Yeah, let's go for it. Forest for productivity, lake for beauty, or the other way around. We'll see what I get. Forest for productivity is kind of ergly. Much nicer stuff going on over at the lake for productivity. I want to try playing it this way, and if it doesn't work, I can always retry the foray. That was an oops. Let's retry. Hold on a second. Start the hemp redding station. Start the foraging glade. Okay. Spread that. That gets me another continue 1. Not that that does me a lot of good right now. Bugger. Oh, I'm almost at the point of redraw hand. Hold on. Phooey. Phooey, phooey, phooey. Okay, what I got? What I got? I got it. We drop this over here, and we get the cloth rinsing station, and we've got quota. Didn't get the life glyph I needed over there. Fire off the fill 1, and that'll take care of it. Yeah, but then I don't have enough to get the verdant labyrinth. I can only get halfway to it. Made quota though, and in foray. Those look like fish traps. Their cloth efforts here, where they're doing the textile work in the lake, looks like kind of like aquaculture as well. Okay, we are going for harmony. Well, the forest has plenty of harmony. Wait, make sure, no, the lake is used up. The lake has been used. That lake is used up. This lake is not used up. It's got 45 harmony, but I'm going to go for the 30. Why is that forest only 10? Let's move over here to the mountains. Wait, watch it. Okay. Make sure I'm leaving enough space here. Okay, harmony. Harmony, harmony, harmony. The big harmony is in the foraging glade and down the smoldering crater. Let's lock in the smoldering crater and then work on the foraging glade. Oh, we have a new kind of mushroom that you see little blue figures running around. The good news is that I've got the ability to use the most positive option, which I've done before and I'm not reading out loud here. Okay, got that done. Let's see, I want to get the wildlife sanctuary. That gets me well on my way. I have natural hot springs over here. Oh, I can inspire 2 and divine 4, or I can plop that in toward the eternal glade. I think I would be better off using it for the spirit glyph, for the spirit essence. Can't use this yet. What I'm going to do, though, is put it on top of the deck and possibly screw myself here. What do we got? I got a bunch of continues. What I got? Alright. Go on and place that. Fire off a continue to get the eternal glade. Fire off another continue to get the natural hot spring. And then come up short by 1 essence. I'm short 1 essence of getting the onsen retreat. That's fine. I've made what I needed to make. Ooh, look, they animated the smoke. That's a nice touch. That's a really nice touch. I like that the smoke coming out of the volcano is animated. That's cool. Okay, regional survey. Are we going out this way or up this way? Let's go up this way. The Lonely Step. Oh dear, we've got somebody who's suffering depression. I have the beauty. I'm going to sing to raise morale. There we go. Restored 4 inspiration. Not that I needed it, but I now know that that does that. The mudslide. We've seen this one before. This time I have the glyph to build a causeway and get safety. The Foggy Highlands. I could camp right here. Continuing walking seems like a bad idea. Looking for shelter is something I could start work on, but I have to redraw my hand to try and get the glyph for it. The one I've got the glyph for, got the essence for, is to camp right here. Let's just stop here and camp. Mist gathers on their eyelashes. They are uncomfortable and chilly, but at least they're at no risk of tumbling down the slopes. Gain 20 shelter. Our friend the dense bamboo. The old bamboo, better never meddle with the old bamboo. This is 404, let's redraw hand. No radiance glyph. Insufficient adventure to cut a straight path. Okay, only thing I can do is backtrack to the edge. Bummers, but there it is. In survey. And opens up all that. Yay. Okay, and I'm looking for safety and knowledge. Man, there is no safety to be found in the forest or at the lake. Let's go out here. Oh, whoa. Dude, what? There's a town square out here? Small building, town square. Alright, let's see what happens. What have I got? Bada bang. There we go. And get the thatching yard, and that gets me, okay. Philosophy corner and thatching yard, and I got my quotas, no events on this foray. What else can I do here? I don't need to regain inspiration. What's in the foray? Okay, what glyph am I adding? Let's see. Let's go with this one and get the craft as well as the change. Quarry location, looking for adventure. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Forest and rocky cliff. Or forest and seashore. Seashore is notoriously hard to get to. Let's try forest and rocky cliff. Some more points. Rocky cliff. We want the bird nesting cliff. In the forest, we want to try and get to the verdant labyrinth, which is almost impossible. Okay, we got that. We got the skybound stair, which gets us the quota. Hoorah! They've done bupkis over in the forest. Need to do something with it. Could get the woodcutters camp, but that gets me a penalty there. I can absorb it. Let's go on and get the woodcutters camp for the productivity, and I'll just take the penalty. Gain 15 beauty. And in the foray. Singaidan, 1,000 cliff steps. Choose the glyph to add to the deck. We'll go with this one because I'm short on radiance. Choose our location for harmony and productivity. Forest and forest. Forest and seashore. Forest and seashore. Forest and seashore, indeed. But we have reached the top of the hour. It is that time. Thank you so very, very much for having been here. It's been a lovely, peaceful, quiet morning. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I hope you've enjoyed this game. It's got, I think, quite a lot of potential. The fact that this is just one person. This is a single developer project. It's one developer doing all of this. It's really amazing. Beautifully done. If you have enjoyed the stream, previous VODs are at the URL in the lower right of your screen, along with all the other stuff that I've done, Minecraft and various other games. If you'd like entertainment during the week, there's a schedule in your upper left corner for the Truck Community Stream Team. There's several of us, and we're on most evenings, some afternoons, the occasional morning. Check the schedule. There's a lot going on. I will be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel, with more of Worlds Upon the Wind. Oh, look at the birds flying across. It's beautiful. It's such a nice little touch. It's all these extra little touches that make this so beautiful. I'm sorry. You're not seeing it. You will next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, 8 a.m. Pacific time for Worlds Upon the Wind. Before then, I will be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific time, and we'll be playing Roots of Pacha. We have finally led the Pachans to iron technology, and we will see what iron tools do for the efforts to make this a better place to live. Join me for Roots of Pacha tomorrow night, and for Worlds Upon the Wind next Saturday, and see you in the other streams possibly. Until then, safe journey, space fans.